Welcome back. Our Krypton Factor contestants have survived 5 of the toughest mental and physical rounds. Right now, they face even greater challenges in the Super Round. The Krypton Super Round begins with the dramatic parachute jump. Next, the contestants must find their way through the cryptic rings. Out of the rings, they have to crack a series of computer codes before starting down the laser matrix, where breaking the beams incurs a disastrous time penalty. Next, 6 battens must be collected from the response revolve before the final hurdle, Krypton Mountain. Constructing the ladder comes first, followed by a race to the top.
Have these contestants got what it takes?
Well, I've just been handed the list here of the advantages the contestants have chosen as a result of the points they've earned in the first 5 rounds. And again, it's this response revolve that obviously they fear the most, because you have to remove 6 battens from this before you can actually progress. Well, these are the battens. They have chosen to remove between 2 or 3 of them using their points before they actually get here. And a reminder that the leader going into the Super Round is business analyst Caroline Moat with a score of 30. Andy Wilbur is second with 24, and there's a 2-way tie for 3rd place with both Steve Romana and Nigel Ingham on 22. So how have they used those points? Caroline has spread her advantages throughout the Super Round, buying 1 ladder piece, 2 battens and a word in the computer challenge. Andy has bought 2 battens, each worth 5 points, and a word from the computer challenge. Nigel has bought 3 battens from the revolve and a guide arrow in the cryptic rings. Steve, with the same points as Nigel, has opted for different tactics. He has purchased 1 ladder piece for 10 points and 2 battens from the revolve.
As usual, the first problem, the cryptic rings. Your personal codes will appear on the monitors in front of you. As soon as you've got those fixed in your minds, you can go, OK? All right, the Super Round starts now.
First off the mountain with that 50-foot parachute jump is Crawley Steve Romana in red, immediately followed by Andy Wilbur and Caroline Moat.
And once more into the cryptic rings, a puzzle to challenge the contestants' power of recall and their ability to interpret this code. As we've seen throughout the series, the rings can be a particular sticking point for contestants. Usually it's those who've done well in the mental agility round who are first to exit, so keep an eye out for Caroline Moat in blue. This is Andy Wilbur in yellow, of course doing very well on the assault course, and agility comes in handy here. It's not easy to move at speed through those tubular steel rings. The only contestant with an advantage here is Nigel Ingham in the green. He bought a guide arrow. Doesn't appear to have done him too much good at this stage. He's still searching for his next number or letter to give him a pointer. Andy Wilbur, he's found his way out. And Caroline Moat has now found her exit point and the crucial letter that allows her to log in at the next challenge.
First to reach the computers will be Caroline Moat with Andy Wilbur in close pursuit. As usual, a code sequence has to be cracked at this point. To get the letter required, contestants have to press the key displaying the letter which follows it in the alphabet. Andy Wilbur has worked it out straight away. Caroline has also cracked the code in a very fast time, but not as quickly as Andy, who is making easy work of a task that contestants often find the most difficult. Andy, of course, bought a word with his points total, so he has 1 less to solve, and he finishes it now, which means he can set off down the laser matrix. Impressive work indeed from Andy.
Remember, breaking the laser beams brings an immediate time penalty, so Andy has to tread very carefully. A 7-second time delay, not a good idea at this stage. Steve Romana finally made it out of the rings and onto the computer. Both Andy and Caroline have already built up a substantial lead at this stage. In fact, Andy's now at the response revolve, where he's only got 3 battens to remove, so he's well ahead of the rest of the field at this stage. His advantages have given him a very good lead.
Caroline is on her last word. She needs to tap Z to get A, her final letter, and that's it. She's off down the laser matrix very fast, and she needs to be to catch Andy, but in her anxiety she must be careful not to break any of the beams. The nightmare of the cryptic rings is finally over for Nigel Ingham, but both he and Steve have 3 more words to crack and are well behind Caroline and Andy.
But this is a terrific performance from Andy Wilbur. He's rechecking, but that's definitely all the battens he needs from the revolve, and he's on his way to Krypton Mountain, the final obstacle. Well, Nigel and Steve are still at their computers. Nigel isn't far off the last word, and Steve is almost finished. He has all his advantages to come, but it's going to take a tremendous effort to catch Andy, or Caroline, in fact, at this stage. Remember, though, there is a place in the group final for the fastest runner-up, And this is a fast heat, so there's still everything to play for.
First at the mountain, Andy Wilbur, and with no advantages left to play. He knows he needs a big lead here to win, and that's what he's got, but is it enough? Caroline is now in the revolve and making light work of collecting those battens, and remember, she has the advantage of having 2 less to remove, so she can catch Andy. Another ladder piece in for Andy, and that's the final batten for Caroline. She's going really well, and about to head now for the mountain and the race to the top as Steve enters the revolve. He has his 2 advantages to come, but is he too far behind Andy and Caroline? With his ladder completed, Andy begins his climb, with Caroline still having 2 pieces to fit. This is a great tactical performance by Andy Wilbur. He used his advantages to give himself an early lead. It's impossible for Steve and Nigel to catch him. The only one who can is Caroline. She is on the mountain. We know how tough she is from the assault course. Can she do it? Can she catch Andy? It's going to be really close, but it is Andy Wilbur who wins it. Well done. And Caroline is second and in with a chance of being the fastest runner-up.
Well done, Andy. How do you feel?
Oh, exhausted.
Worth it, though.
I think so, yeah.
Right, we'll see you in the group finals.
We will indeed. The rest of the contestants are still somewhere down there completing the course, but that Group C final is in fact next week, so do join us for that. Another exciting edition of the Krypton Factor. In the meantime, from Penny, from the contestants, from me, goodbye.
See you.
So, who's facing Chris Tarrant's questions? Find out with a celebrity special, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That's tonight at 9 here on Challenge.